previously 6 videos. Now this is day 7 on artificial intelligence and day 4 on Python. So the videos you can find it in our YouTube channel, Data Hands on. This is our YouTube channel. We will post all the videos here. So actually part 5 I have to reshoot and part 6 will upload today. This is the syllabus. Okay, so we have taken day 1 to day 3. We have taken statistics, probability. So day 4 we have started Python. Okay, now we are in day 7. List and tab. Okay. Let me continue with this list and tuple. Voice is here. Now can you hear? Yeah, now it's clear. Okay. So we have previously we have seen string manipulation. Okay. So actually I will close and read editor. Wait, more people are joining. We'll just admit the okay. Previously we have seen the string manipulation. Now string also has sequence data type. So I said before we have 5 types of sequence data types. So in that we have seen the string. Today we will see other two, list and tuple. So here is a list of sequence data type, and we have seen strings. And we will see list and tuple today. Okay. So let me create a file. Sample okay. So now we will start with the list. So list is a Python sequence data type, and list is also a mutable object. Okay. So what is mutable means? We can change the values in a specific value whenever we want. Okay. The noise is there. now I hope you will hear clear. Okay, what about now? Sister, still the audio problem. Okay, so we'll just reconnect. Okay. Oh, sorry, I think I have not selected the microphone. Yeah, now what about? Because I have selected the default one, that's why it is. That's on my machine now. Okay, so I hope now the audio is clear. So I will just uh, give introduction one more time. So we are bigdatahandson.com, our website bigdatahandson.com. So this is our email address. If you have any doubts, you can email through this email ID. And this is our phone number 978 988 424 and 9566 So you have any doubts, then chat message on this number. We will reply. Okay. So the videos you can find it in our YouTube channel bigdatahandson.com. So there we will post all the videos here. So we have some issues on some parts part 5 because we didn't record that. So we'll reshoot and upload. Okay. So maybe tomorrow inshallah. Okay. Okay. So and then wait. Okay. So previously we have covered strings. No, strings is a sequence data types. What are the sequence data types available in Python? That are strings, list, tuple, dictionary, and set. These five are the sequence data types. What is sequence data types? Sequence data types has a bunch of values with separated by the index values. Okay, so we have seen the strings is a sequence data type. We have manipulated the strings in the string formatting, the various functions available in the strings. Okay, so now we'll see list. Okay, I have created another file. So list is the sequence data type in Python, and list is a mutable object. So what is mean by mutable object? Mutable object are nothing but we can change a specific value, change or delete. Okay, whenever you want. So but in the immutable objects like strings, we cannot remove a specific value. Okay, so to create a list in Python, it is very simple. Just give a variable name, let's say li. Okay, li is my variable name, and equal to. So every sequence data types has a delimiters. Delimiters are nothing but the symbols like parentheses, square brackets, curly brackets. These are the symbols like quotes, single quote, double quotes, triple quotes. These are the symbols. No, so for every sequence data type, we have a symbol. Like for a string, we have double quotes, single quotes. Okay, for list we have square brackets. Okay, so inside the square brackets, all the values must be separated by the comma. Okay, so that will create a list for you. Okay, so what are the various data types of values a list can hold? List can hold any type of data, like integer. It can be integer, it can be like a floating point number, or we can say decimal numbers, and it can hold strings, and it can hold boolean type of sorry,
and it can hold boolean type of values, and then actually it can hold another list also. Okay, I think that will come later, we will see that later. It will be two-dimensional or multi-dimensional list, we will see that. Okay, so it can hold any type of data, the list can hold. Okay, now let's print the list li. Okay, to run we need to press F5 and give enter. So now you can see the output. So the outputs are 10, 34.67, all the values printed here. Okay, so we can use the list for using for loop. You can iterate the values in the list. Okay, so for example, for item in li, print item. Okay, now let's run this. So it is iterating through the list, because list also a sequence data type. For loop works with only sequence data type. Okay, so let's see some various functions available in python, sorry, list, that are like append, extend. You can see here the drop down, in the drop down, pop, insert, sort, remove, and we have reverse, copy, clear. So these are the functions. Let's see one by one. First we'll see append. Append is used to add a value, a new value to the list on the end. Okay, not in the starting. It will add the value in the end. Okay, so let's say 50. Okay, I'm appending 50. It will add the value in the last, in the end it will add. So you will see an updated list here. So the 50 is added. Okay, so the append is to do add one value. Okay, on the end. What about if I want to add multiple values, what we can do? So to add multiple values, we have a function called extend. Okay, in the extend we can give multiple values as a list. Okay, not like 10 comma 20 comma 30. You need to give the values like a list, like this. Okay, so we can give some values, 20, 30, 40. Okay, so like this you need to give. So extend takes one iterable. Okay, that means iterable means a sequence data type. Okay, so we need to give as a list, then it will add this multiple values 10, 20, 30, 40 on the end itself. Okay, like the append what is doing now, the same the extend will do, but it will add multiple values. That's it. Okay, let's run this. So as we can see here, it is added the multiple values. Okay, so now what about accessing the values? So first we need to see that accessing the values the same as the strings. What we did, just put a square brackets, given index value. So the third position. this one here, no? So this is the LA of 3. In third index we have true. So as same we can do for slicing also. Let's say what we'll get, we'll get first index value and second index value, because upper bound is excluded. So here 34 and hello is coming on the slicing we have done. Okay, now let's say, I want instead of hello I want good morning. I want to update this value. How can I do that? Okay, I want to update from hello to good morning. To do that, because a list is a mutable object, so we can update the values also. So to do that, what we can do is just give the value, the index value of the hello, that is 2, I think. Yeah, 2. Oh, sorry, 2 here. And then, so I'm changing the value. Okay, in the index of 2, instead of the hello, put this value, the good morning. So it will update the value hello to good morning. Okay, see here, we are first it is having the hello, now it is updated to good morning. So we can change a value, we can update the value. Let's say I want to insert a value. Insert a value means in the first position, in the first index position, I want some other values, not 34.67. I want some other value, okay, in the first index position. So what we can do is we can just insert a value, insert on the position. So it takes two parameters, index and object. Index is the index is 1. Now the object is different object will give, let's say 20. Okay, now in the position of first index it will assign what, 20. So in the first position, in the first index position, our 20 is inserted. So if we observe the values, 20 is on the position 1, but previously in the position we have 34.67. Okay, if I do like this in hello, I'm changing the good morning, no, then it will delete the value the hello, and then it will assign a new value good morning. But in the insert it is not the case. Okay, it is just moving the value, it's not removing the in the first index value, it's just moving the value. You can see here, just moving the value, and in the first version it is inserting the 20. Okay, this is the difference between insert and this operation, the updating operation. Okay, let's say if I want to remove a value. So to remove a value, we have a function called remove. Okay, so remove takes a value. Okay, value in the list. I am removing 20 from the list. So you can see 20 is removed from the list. Okay, and we have another method to remove a value that is based on index actually. So if you know the value, let's say 20 I want to remove, then you can use the function remove. but I don't know the value, but I know the index value. Okay, index of this value. Then we can also remove that using the, let's say, below this I will do. So to remove a value based on the index value, we have two methods. One is using a function called pop. Pop will take the index value, let's say 3 I am giving. Okay, it will remove the third element on the list. Okay, so this is the one method. Let's see. So here in third position we have a true. Now the true is deleted. Okay, so another method I told na, the method is del. Del is a keyword that helps you to delete a value. Okay,
Irfan, I have a doubt. So
yeah,
this list that indexing starts from 0 or 1?
yeah, every sequence data types indexing start from 0. On
0.
the reverse, the index is starting
-1.
from -1 for
Okay.
every data types, every
Okay.
sequence data types I have listed here.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so del is a keyword that helps you to delete a value, delete a variable, or delete an object. Okay, everything it can do. So let's say I want to remove a specific value in list, we can do that using delete del keyword. So to do that, now we need to give the position li brackets the index, let's say 2 now. Okay, 2 now, it will delete the value. And surprisingly we can delete multiple values also. How? It's just used by using the slicing. Let's say 2 to 4. So 2 is good morning and 4 is true. It will remove, let's see, first we'll run this and see what happens. Okay, so this is the outcome. Now let's see, first we have pop the third index. Third index is true, we have removed the true. Now it is updated. Okay, now then we are removing 2 to 4. 2 to 4 means we need to remove the second element and third element. Second element is good morning and the third element is 50. So the good morning and 50 is removed. Okay,
Hi Irfan,
yeah.
can you explain this pop function once more?
So pop function will help you to remove a value based on the index value. If you know the index only, you can use the pop function. Okay, give the index, it will delete the value. It will delete the value.
But we can also do that by listing that list name and then providing by square bracket, right? What is the index number?
Like this you are saying, huh?
Yes.
No, we cannot do that. No, no,
Uh,
because the
yeah.
li of 3 is a value, not the index value, is a value. It will give you, li of 3 means it will give you true. Okay, so that means you are just doing like this, li of pop of true. Okay, you are doing
No, no,
like
no.
this.
If you're using li square bracket 3, then you have to use li remove square bracket of 3, right? Like li square bracket of 3. The pop function, actually I'm not getting actually this pop function. I'm
Pop
unable to
function,
understand.
just give the index value. Index value means we know that index start from 0 to 1, like, 0 1 2 3. Okay,
Right?
so just give the index position of the value. Let's say good morning here. What is the index value for
2.
good morning? 2. So we
Yeah.
need to give 2 here. You need to give 2 here. So it will
Okay.
delete the second element on the list.
Okay. So we need to know the sequence number of the element prior
Yeah,
to
yeah.
doing this.
uh,
Okay.
but
Thank you.
to remove a value, let's say
Okay.
you are not aware of the sequence, the index value,
Mm-hmm.
but I know the value that is true. I want to remove the value true. How can I remove? Using the remove function you can do that. Okay, so remove deletes the value, not the index. Okay, you need to give the value, not the index.
Mm-hmm.
But pop and this del function, del keyword, these two operations you need to give index. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's continue. So to remove multiple values you can do like this, slicing also. Okay, but the remove function doesn't allow to remove multiple values, so remember that it will remove only one value. Now let's see some other functions, like what we have. Then we have like count, I think. So we know that count we have used in a string also. So what the count will do? Anyone? In the string we have seen the count function. The same thing here also. So count takes one parameter, that is value. What it will do? It will return number of occurrences of a value. Okay, so let's say I'm saving 10. 10, how many tens are there in the list? In this list, two tens are there, so it will give me 2. So here it's giving 2. Okay, so let's say uh, you have told me like what if I don't know the index of a value. Okay, so let's say 20 here. I don't know the index of 20. How can I find? We can use two functions we have, index and find. We have seen in the same we have seen in what strings also. We have covered these three functions: count, index, find. Let's say 20, I want to find the index of 20, so it will give me the index. The index is 4, I think. Okay, 3. Okay, here is the 20, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 is the index of 20. But in index function, no, if you give a value, that value doesn't exist in the list, it will throw a error. Okay, it will throw a error. So this is the error: 50 is not in list. Okay, so let me change it to 20. Now how to overcome the error? So to overcome the error, we have another function called find. Find does the same thing what index is doing, but if the value doesn't exist in the list, no, it will return you -1. Okay, if I'm giving 20, list of this has not. Okay, oh, in list we don't have find. Okay, oh, in list we don't have find. What it is showing? Oh, it's not showing. Okay, okay, we don't have find, only 20 index only. Okay, no problem. So then we'll move on to next one, li dot let's see sort first. Okay, sort. Now the sort function will help you to order the list, but why it is giving me none? Wait, because it is returning the none. But if you print after this operation, it will give you the sorted list. So this is a sorted list in order, like descending or ascending order. Okay. So now we have another function called li dot reverse. Reverse reverse function, as the name itself we can understand, it will reverse the list. So it is reversing the list, right? Okay. So there's some hands-on experience we'll do for a list. Okay, so first is write a program to remove duplicates from a list. So this will do first. Write a program to remove duplicates from list. What it does mean is, we need to remove the duplicate values from the list. That means if 10 is occurring two times, we need to remove 110 from the list, because it is occurring two times. Okay, in this list example, let's see here, 10 is occurring two times, no, then we need to remove 110 from the list. That's what the question is. Write a program to remove duplicates from a list. So for this, let me create a new list. I will assign some duplicate values. Okay, so let's see, 10, 20, 30, 10, 30, 50, 50 and 60, 90, 30 and 70, 100, 80 as well. Okay, so this is the list of numbers here. So we need to remove the duplicate items from this list. That means we need to remove, so 10 is occurring two times, so we need to remove this 110 from the list. And 30 is occurring three times actually, so we need to remove two 30s from this list. Okay, so after this operation we need to give a unique values, unique list of values. Okay, so any idea you have, any ideas what we can do?
Hi Irfan.
Yeah,
I have a question. So if you are removing any element of a list, so it will also change the sequence, the index number of other elements, right? Or
yeah,
it
yeah,
will,
of course.
because like
Let's
otherwise if you
say,
are, yeah,
yeah, if I am removing 30, no,
yeah,
then 50 will become the 30's index position. So then
but
every
yeah,
time if you remove a value, the list will update. Okay.
yes, but then otherwise there can be another operation also, like another type of operation, where if you remove, let's say, the third value, it will show the third element as nan, like not available, but not change the index number of other elements. It will only show that the particular element doesn't exist.
Yeah. uh,
So so your subsequent indexing will not change. That cannot,
mm,
those cannot, that cannot be done.
yeah, that cannot, yeah, we have that method, like what you're saying. From this I will just wrote some code, then I will explain to you why, what you are saying na, the list
Yes,
updating. So I will just explain to you. Right, if li dot count,
yes,
if the count is greater than 1, that means that is a duplicate value, right? That means that is a duplicate value greater than 1. I want to remove the item, right? That's
Mm.
what we will do usually. Okay, so but there is a problem. So what the what is your name? Pramit, na?
Yes, Pramit.
Yeah, what Pramit it's saying, no, it will explain here. So I'm just running this program. Okay, so here you see we have this list here. Okay, so
Yes.
wait, I will add some more duplicate values, 20 here. See this one. Wait, why it is actually it will not work. Yeah, this also working. It's giving me the wait. So we have removed that. Okay, right. Yeah, it is removing. I think, but actually this method will not work actually because the list updating problem. No,
Okay.
but it, yeah, it is giving the unique values.
So
How?
it is deleting the repeated values.
Yeah. First, it is removing 10, and then it is seeing okay, 20 is more than 1, 10 also more than 1, and it is removing 10 and 20 10. Then it is coming here. Uh, okay, so it will update now. Mm,
Yeah, it is not actually very efficient, I see, because
yeah,
even if
yeah.
it is removing 10, like 10 is repeated and 20 is also repeated, 30 is also repeated,
Mm,
but in the updated list 20 appears before 10, so your indexing is not
mm,
very straightforward to
yeah.
guess up.
So I also know that because I have already done this, but it is giving unique. I don't know. Surprisingly, it is giving me this. Previously, I have done this also.
Yeah.
It will not efficiently work because if you remove 10 na, then 20 will ignored because of the for loop, because it notes like I'm on the next index, I'm on the next index, then it will work for this particular value, then
Mm-hmm.
the 20 will be in on the first. That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
And then now 20 is here, no, then it will remove. Actually it is counted more than one, then it is removing the 20. Again the 30 will come here, because of the for loop it will ignore this 30.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it will move on to 10. It will removing the 10 because it is multiple times it is existing. Like that it will do always. Remember, don't update the list on the for loop. Okay, because
Hmm.
okay, so no need to update the values. Why it is giving me unique values? Wait, let me just give randomly. See what happens. uh, okay, this is also working. So let's move on to the next method. Actually this is an efficient method. Okay, it's actually not an efficient method. Now I will show you the method that is using a second variable. So this is an efficient method. Okay, okay, so this is a method like I'm using a second variable. So the condition goes like this: if the value from the list 1, if that is not existing in the list 2, then append in the list 2. If that is existing, don't append the list. So this method will work efficiently. Okay, so let's run this. So it is giving me these values. So like see, you can see some changes between them, right? You can see the changes in these three values.
Yes, Irfan. Yes.
Yeah, the problem is uh, in this loop because it will not work efficiently. I think we know that, but surprisingly it is giving me unique values. I don't know how. Okay, so then we'll move on to the next question.
Yeah, maybe it worked because all the values were integers. If you try
Oh
using
yeah,
logic or
maybe.
something, maybe it will not work. Just a
Yeah, yeah,
coincidence it
let's try
worked.
this. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, here. Okay, no, this list also will change. Yeah, here. So let's see. It's giving me the same. Don't know how it is happening. Right. Okay. No problem. We'll move on to next one. So the changes between the values, you can understand what is going on. What's the difference between this method and this method by changes in the values. You can see here. I'm used the same list, but the results may vary because changing the values. Okay. So let's see. Write a program that prints the maximum value in a tuple. So before that, we need to see what is tuple. Okay. To see that, let me create another file, sample 6.py. Okay. Tuple is a sequence data type. Is also a sequence data type, and this is a immutable object. Okay. This is same as what strings. Okay. We cannot change the values in the tuple. To create a tuple, tup, let's say the variable name is I said, and using the brackets you can create a tuple. Okay. So let's just add 10, 20, 30. Okay. So the value in the tuple also we can assign many values, any type of values. A list also, you can assign here. Okay. In the list also we can assign a tuple. Okay. You can have a tuple on the list also, something like 34.5 like that. Okay. So now let's see the tuple. Yeah, just printing the tuple values. To access the value, the same what we did before, give the brackets and give the index value. In the third position, what we have, a list itself. Okay. Let's say in this tuple we have a list. I want to access in the list, I want to access 20. How can I access this value 20? Okay. Because this is an item in the tuple. Okay. This is a type of list. On the list I have 10, 20, 30. I want only 20. How can I access? This is a type of two-dimensional okay, two-dimensional list or tuple, you can say. So to access the second dimensional data, we need to put another brackets. In another brackets, the index of 20 is 1, right? So it will give me 20. Okay. To access two-dimensional of data, you can use two brackets. If you have three-dimensional, that that means another bracket. Okay. In tuple, let's see some functions on the tuple. So the functions, not append, not index, we don't have append index. It's just showing to me, but it doesn't has, it has only index and count, these two only. These two functions only available in tuple: index and index of the value, and count of the value, how many times that occurs. Okay. These two functions, 0 and 1, that's it. Okay. So now let's say I'm having a tuple tup2. I want to create a tuple with only one value. How can I create? That is called a singleton tuple. So if I say with only one value, okay, brackets, we know that tuple use the brackets. So tuple of bracket of 10, right? Correct. Now if I print the type of tup2, what will come. So I'm just creating a tuple with only one value. Surprisingly, it is giving me int. Why? Because it is not a tuple. It is not a tuple. It is like a number itself. Okay. So to make this a tuple, you need to put comma here. So this is called a singleton tuple. Okay, it's called singleton tuple. Now if I check the type of the tup2, it will give me tuple. Okay, so like a string, we can add two tuples like 10 comma 20. This is a tuple. Okay, I'm adding 30 comma 40. So two tuples are there. Okay, so the two tuples are joined. Okay, so and one more thing, when compared to list and a tuple is very fast than list. Why? Is because list is also made up with what, uh, tuple itself, because list is also a tuple. It's using a tuple inside, in the list it is using a tuple. How? So if you observe the values, it is actually not the values, it is a tuple actually, because it is combined with the index value 0 comma 10. This what the real, is it, if you are giving 10, no, it will assume that is a tuple 0 comma 10. 0 is an index value, 10 is the value. Okay, like the same way, 1 comma 34.67. Okay, then 2 comma, what, hello. Like this, list is also using a tuple is faster than list. Okay, because list is using inside, it's using tuples, no, then the performance will be slower than tuple itself. Okay, so to access, you can access like this. Okay, so it is giving me all the values. It is just iterating through the for loop. Okay, now let's see the problem statement is write a program that prints the maximum value in a tuple. So to find the maximum value, we have various methods. So
So
one of the
Irfan,
method I will, yeah,
the singleton tuple can also contain another data type like float or logical, let's say. Can it contain?
yeah.
Okay, and they are
Singleton
also,
tuple means
yeah.
it has only one. When you want to assign only one value, it can be any values, it can be any type, but you need to give comma there. Okay,
Okay,
after
okay,
the value you need to give comma. It can
okay.
be a list also,
So if you do
like
not give
this.
the comma, it will be treated as a variable.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the brackets are used in the expressions, no.
Yes.
Like say for example, first I want to subtract this 2 comma 2 minus 3, then I need to divide by 4. So
Right.
it is actually following the Bodmas theorem,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so first will be the brackets.
Right. Understood.
That's
Thank
why,
you.
okay, we are using a comma there to
Right.
denote that is a tuple. Okay, so we'll see this problem statement. Write a program that prints the maximum value in a tuple. Okay, to find the maximum value, we have various methods. Okay, one of the method I will show you, that is, let's say I'm having a tuple that contains some integers. Okay, 60 till 60. Okay, So the maximum value is 60, we know that. So how can I find the maximum value? So I'm just creating a variable called maximum, not max. Don't put max here because it is a function used in Python. Okay, so you're not allowed to use function names or keywords as the variable names. Okay, maximum equal to, I'm assuming the maximum value is 0, or we can say tuple of 0. Okay, I'm assuming the maximum is 0. See, not 10 actually. The index position 0. I'm assuming initially the maximum is 10. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare with this all the values. If so, for value in tuple. Okay, I will compare the maximum value and this the values in the tuple. Okay, if the maximum it's greater than value, then I will change the maximum to value. Okay, I will update the values maximum to value. Okay, and then you will find the maximum value. So you got it, what I'm trying to do. Okay, so it will give you the maximum value, that is 60. Wait, is this 10 actually giving me maximum is greater than value? Sorry, maximum is less than value, so I just forgot it. When maximum is less than value, then that means value is greater than maximum, then we'll update the maximum value. Okay, so now it is giving me the correct answer is 60. So what I'm doing in this process is I'm just assuming the first value will be the maximum value, and then I'm comparing the next value 20. If the 10 is less than 20, that means 20 is the largest value. Okay, so I will update the maximum value to 20, and then again I will compare the next value 30. Okay, 20 compared to 30. If this 30 is, we know that that is greater than 20, that means the 30 is the largest value, so we'll assign it to maximum variable, and then we'll compare the next value, and then again. So, and after this operation we'll get the maximum value. So we have another method in one line by using the max function. Okay, max is a function will help you to find the maximum value of the iterable. So let's say I'm giving tuple or list, whatever the sequence, it will find the maximum value. Okay, by another way is we can sort the list or tuple, then again we'll find the maximum value easily. Okay,
So Irfan, if that tuple contains another list as an element, so that max function will give the maximum value of that also. Like if there is a list and it contains a big value, let's say 100 or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. I didn't try that. No, it is not it's giving me error. Why? Because it is comparing the values 60 with this list. Okay,
Yeah. No, if you just use that max function, then what happens?
yeah, max function itself only it's giving me. Okay.
It is the, yeah, the
Okay,
last.
I'm yeah. Yeah, this also is giving me error, max function,
Okay.
because it's just comparing the values like 60 with compared to this list. So
Mhm.
before that, what you need to do is you need to flatten what? Flatten the list. Okay,
Right.
then only you will get.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, and then we have write a program that finds the sum of all numbers in a tuples using while loop. So I need to find the sum of these values. So the same method we'll follow. What method we have done here? Okay, like let's say yes, I will take as a 0 initially. Okay, and then I will loop over the values of the tuple, and then I will add all the values in the s variable. S plus equal to value. I'm just adding the value to s. That means I will add first, I will add 10, then it will become s become 10, and then I'm adding 20. Already the s is 10, so I'm adding 10 plus 20, and then again 30, 30 plus 30 60, 60 plus 40 100, 150, and 210. Oh, let's command this. So 210 is the answer. Okay, we have uh, found the summation of all the values in tuple. So by using a function in Python called sum, we can achieve the same result. Okay, okay, then we'll see the next problem. Write a program that finds sum of all even numbers in a list. So we need to find only the even numbers we need to add. Okay, so let's go to the list problem statements list file. Then I will create some values. So we need to add only the even numbers. S equal to 0, let's say, and for value in li. Okay, then what we need to do, we need to find it is the even number or not. Okay, if that is even number, then only we'll add up with s summation. Okay, so if the value is evenly divisible by 2, okay, evenly divisible by 2, then that is a even number. Then when you add with the s. Okay, that's it. So let's print the sum. Yes, so that is 130, sum of all even numbers in this list. Okay, then we'll see the next problem. 5, write a program that reverse a list using a loop. Okay, not the function reverse, using the a loop we need to reverse the list. That may be challenging. Okay, so we have this list. Let's take this list itself. We need to reverse the list without using the function called reverse. In list we have reverse, but we need to use a loop to reverse the list. How can we do? Any ideas you have? Using a loop we can reverse. Any ideas? Or else I will do.
We can use range, right? For
Range. Okay.
minus one.
Oh, no, no.
Step.
I want to like change the existing original list. I want to change the original list. On the result I want to be the list needs to be changed. Okay, the original list needs to be reversed, like what the reverse function is doing now. if you see li dot reverse, I'm just calling the function. It is updating the original list and reversing the list. Okay, the reverse will update the original list. You can see this. Okay, so I understand what you are trying to say. I will do what you are saying now. For value in range of len of li comma 0 comma minus 1, right? If you print, sorry, that should be I li of I. This what you are saying, right? Using
Yes.
the range, yeah, wait, index out of range. Okay, okay. So the len minus 1 actually, because len will give you number of values, but we need uh, what in index values actually uh, will be lesser than the length. Okay, so 130, right? Let's check that. 77, 65, 90, 11, 22, 8, 205, 10 is not coming. Okay, so then we'll go with minus 1 till okay, so now 10 also it's come. 77, 65, 90. This is what he's saying, trying to say. Okay, but I'm not, I don't want like this. I want to change the original list itself. Did you get what I'm trying to say? I want to change the original list. So, okay, I will do that. Okay, so I will use the I value as the len of li minus 1. Okay, I'm just having the maximum value, that is 77. The index is 77. Okay, now what I want, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop over the using while loop. While I is greater than 0. Okay, while I is greater than 0, then I want to change li of I to li of I minus len of li. So what I'm doing here, I'm just okay, let me remove the minus 1. Okay, li of I, li of I, no, we need to insert that. Mm, instead of this we will insert the position len of li, the value of li of I minus 1. Oh, we need to stop this. Uh-huh. Okay. We have that some duplicate values, so we need to remove that. After inserting that, we need to remove the last value. Remove the last value is I minus 1. Okay, x is not in list. Uh, wait. Okay. Okay, so we'll do another method. Temp equal to li of I minus len of li, and then we'll assign li of I minus len of li with no. mm, Actually, what I'm trying to do is get the 77 and then assign here. Okay, assign this here, and like that 65 assign insert that. Okay. Wait. uh, okay. Now, okay, right? Yeah. I got it. We got it. Right? We got the reverse list, but I think it's the same. I minus okay. I minus equal to 1. Oh no, 77 is coming. 65 needs to come the next. I length minus 1 pop will give you 77. We need to insert into the 0th position. I minus len of li would be 0. In the 0 position, we need to assign 77. The 65 will be moved. So 5 minus len of, okay. No, it's not working. Okay, let's see. I will do this for you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will explain that what I'm trying to do. I will just explain to you what I'm trying is, then you will try also. Tomorrow we'll see that. Okay, what I'm trying is to reverse the list. I'm just picking this value using the pop, then it will remove the value, and then I'm assigning the value in the starting where the I value is, and then again I'm taking the last value. Okay, and then again I'm assigning here like that. So like the same way we are doing, we need to do. No problem, we'll see that tomorrow. Write a program. The next question is write a program to insert a value in a list at the specified location. So we know that to insert a value we have the function called insert. By using that we can do that. Okay, then the seventh is write a program that creates a list number of numbers from 1 to 50 that are either divisible by 3 or divisible by 6. So it is very easy one. So to create a list by the for the range using the range, it will be very easy. Using the list is a function and give the range. Okay, what is the range? 1 to 50, 1 to 51, give 51. Okay, and here what we need to do, okay, that are divisible by okay, so we'll start with empty itself. If the I is divisible by 3 or divisible by 6. So these are the numbers which will divisible by 3 or 6. Then write a program to create a list range to 1 to 20, then delete all numbers from the list that are divisible by 3. 1 to 20, and now we need to remove the values if the value is divisible by 3. Numbers from the list are that are divisible by 3. I think maybe here you will get the problem. uh, Let out remove value. See, this is the result of the last program, but here some of the divisible by 3 values we are removing. So these are the values. After removing the uh, elements that are divisible by 3, and then write a program that counts the number of times a value appears in the list. Use a loop to do the same. Okay, so we need to count how many times the value is occurring. So now for that we'll take another list. Just I need to count how many times the value is occurring. So it is very easy. For value in li, print the value and how many times is it occurring. That is li dot count of value. So sorry, count of value, not li. So 10 is the 3 times, 20 is 1 time, 30 is 1 time. Again the 10 is coming. So we need to overcome this problem because it is just printing duplicated values. 10 3 times, 10 3 times. We'll see that tomorrow using a different data type. Okay, so we have done all the programs. uh, this program I will tell you tomorrow. Okay, so you will try also by changing the original list. Okay, not using the range. By using the original list, we need to update the original list. Okay. Okay, so any doubts? We'll end this session from this. Any doubts? Okay, no doubts. Then okay, we are bigdatahandson.com. Our website bigdatahandson.com. So this is our website. You can visit our website, and all the videos we'll upload on our YouTube channel bigdatahandson.com. This is our YouTube channel. So we'll post all the videos here. Okay. So this is a part 7 video, part 7 session. Tomorrow will be part 8 on artificial intelligence. Okay, and part 5 in Python. Tomorrow we'll see the remaining sequence data types, dictionary and set. Okay, let's see tomorrow.